me what you have in mind. I'm listening. Your melody, my soul, have no boundaries. No, you stimulate me. Bring me deep tranquility. When I close my eyes, are closed. My fingertips are all I need to show you what I see when my eyes are closed. And nothing feels more naturally than to lose control when my eyes close. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. They're closed. I feel you the most. Can't help but lose control. They're closed. Take me on a journey, quaint fantasy. I'm so secure. I'm yours to lead. Free me, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, my fingertips are all I need to show you what I see when my eyes are closed. And nothing feels more naturally than to lose control when my eyes close.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Appointed Time for You webinar, From Incarceration to Prosperity, Freedom, and Joy. And this is the introductory session number 1, letting go of the chains. Wow. Now, there are those who have been incarcerated. There are those who have had handcuffs put upon them and been arrested and locked up. There are those who have family members who that has happened to them. Right, wrong, purposeful, not. And there are those who never touched the inside of a jail cell, but their minds are shackled by the chains of the past. So we got a lot to happen in this workshop. We got now that I've given you all that heavy stuff. Oh, wow. But this is it. It will be dynamic. We have, it is, many of you know me from the Prosperous, Divas, and Old Grumpy Radio. My name is Ronnie B. And it's just an honor and a privilege to work with Appointed Time for You and the CEO, Nakia Franklin. Now, we lovingly call her the Empress of Faith. Now, note I said we lovingly. She's very professional. She has degrees and all that paperwork stuff, which we make no use of. but she does, and she does it powerfully. But the privilege of working with her to design this series where it doesn't matter where you're at. If you are if you're ex-offender, if you're about to re-enter the community, if you have relationships, family members, people or if you had organizations that work to help people re-enter and come back and be productive, this workshop is for you. This workshop is for you. And the Empress put her heart into it to where we can make it real and genuine and easy for people to want to understand, but more importantly, to do the work. Oh, I've said a lot, but let me, I'm going to just briefly, Nakia Franklin, our Empress of Faith and CEO of Appointed Time for You. How you doing this evening?
At the appointed time is excellent and well. How you doing?
Right.
Much, Ronnie?
Great, great. Uh, Nakia, I don't want to put you on the spot. What difference do you want appointed time for you to make for people? What difference do you want it to make for people?
Well, ultimately, at the appointed time, Ink and Consulting is an individualized program that helps offenders or individuals.
Okay. But what what difference? We see this is really great because this is what we learn in these workshops and stuff is how to bottom line it.
Well, it's
So
about
that
being successful in their transition from being incarcerated and institutionalized mentally, emotionally, and physically to being out and able to function as law-abiding citizens.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So now, and this is powerful because if you're an ex-offender, if you're somebody out there, you don't want to give people a mouthful because then they have to kind of like they got a mouthful. If you had 3 powerful words that you would say that represented the spirit, the heart, and love of appointed time for you, what would that be?
3 words: freedom.
That freedom.
Acceptance.
Freedom, acceptance.
And forgiveness.
Wow. Now, this is perfect because, wow. The difference to be made is where people, and remember, you can be incarcerated and not have ever been in jail. We already said that. Your mind is locked up. But to have freedom, to gain acceptance for who you are, and to forgive and be forgiven. You might have a chance. And we might have a chance too. But now I'm just going to say that that's part of our conversation tonight, and this is what we have. We are not bestowing but knowledge. No. There are other courses for that. We figure that you are actually smart enough to get it. We just need to just talk to you like people. And like I said, but Nakia, thank you, and for allowing me to work with you with that, so that we can present this for everybody. Now tonight we're going to have a couple of topics. You know what, Nakia? Didn't you say forgiveness?
Indeed, I did.
Yeah, and you're going to have what a conversation for generating your keys to the kingdom of prosperity.
Playing it out.
Okay. Now, the power to create an occurring world that works for you. The power to create an occurring world that works for you. Wow. Here you are going, look, I'm an ex-offender. Dude, I'm trying to get a job. Well, we're going to talk about that. Because, see, we just had a conversation for creating an occurring world. When I asked lovingly, because she's professionally Nakia, frankly, but lovingly the Empress of Faith, to get down with those 3 words, I'll say that what she said earlier was the truth. Get this, truth, all of that. And it showed no love. It was like, let me give you the important information. We are not trying to give you no. If you hear us give you information, please stop. Don't give us information. Y'all don't need no more information. You need to think, because you have. We are not. You have the power. We're just having a conversation. You have the power. Now, and in that brief conversation, we created a world for how this workshop and webinar is going to go tonight. And look, I'm going to tell you something. Whether we're creating, whatever we're doing, Nakia Franklin got some work for you. If you do the work, she promises you will get results. Now, if you don't do the work, don't give us your study and thought. Do the work. And Nakia Franklin, let me turn it over for you for session 1 and section number 1.
All right. Thank you so much, Ronnie B. As always, the intro is very thorough, and we appreciate it. Generating forgiveness, your keys to the kingdom of prosperity. Okay, so let's talk about what is generating forgiveness and why it is the key to the kingdom of prosperity. We provide a structure through conversations that allow individuals to reveal their hidden powers and practicalize the knowledge they already possess. We do not bestow our great knowledge upon people and rarely give information. We simply trust in the power of each participant and the nature of the conversation to produce more powerful, surprising results. In this part of the webinar, we are asking you to put your thinking caps on as we pose the questions for generating forgiveness as an access to prosperity. So let's talk about the prosperous spirit, forgive. So in forgiveness, I find freedom. Listen to that closely. In forgiveness, I find freedom. So you need to repeat that to yourself. In my nature and in my natural state, love flows readily to and from me. However, when I hold resentment, bitterness, or hatred towards anyone, including myself, I create an emotional block around my own heart. Each time I repent a shaming or blaming story, no, I apologize, but repentance is important. However, each time I repeat a shaming or blaming story, I add yet another brick to that wall. So, again, repentance is definitely critical, but when repeating it, I'm creating a thicker wall. So over time, I can come to feel disempowered and imprisoned within a fortress of my own negativity. I know you can relate. In forgiveness, I find the key to returning to my natural state of expansiveness and freedom. Forgive, I feel an incredible and indescribable grace. The wall around my heart disappears, and the Christ light that I truly am radiates throughout my being. Through forgiveness, I fully calm my natural state of love, gratitude, peace, and joy. So before we started, I wanted to share with you to open the space for possibility. A little food for thought, regardless of how you practice your faith, the message for forgiveness speaks to everyone from each of us. Most of us are familiar with asking for forgiveness if we have done something wrong or made a mistake. We are not talking about forgiveness in that context. So, yeah, you're probably asking what context in which I'm speaking of. We are here to have a conversation for generating forgiveness when there's no apparent thing wrong. You don't see it, you don't know it, you can't necessarily acknowledge it because you don't realize it. If you are punishing yourself for something done in the past and you have already dealt with the consequences, maybe there is no apparent thing wrong. Maybe there is simply a conversation about that past act you have not released, as if you have not suffered enough. Okay, so when you go on a job interview, ask someone out for a date, try to get credit and build yourself up to have a conversation that is not about your bright future. It's what you did or what happened in the past. Yes, you did what you did, and there are real challenges, and there are real challenges being a quadriplegic. Excuse me. Would you like to trade and be in that position instead? But what if you are fortunate and blessed? You are listening or participating in this webinar, doing the work to improve your life. Isn't that a blessing? And you can really respond to yourself out loud, even though it's a rhetorical question, or if there's someone sitting next to you, you might want to be open and honest with yourself and acknowledge it. What could it hurt? We're talking about forgiveness. What if the real challenge has more to do with the conversations you have with yourself about the past and how challenging it will be for you? Have you really thought about these things? What if you are truly free? What if everyone is waiting on you to accept your freedom, but you think you still deserve to be punished and you don't even know it? The access to releasing past negativity or resentment from your future is by generating conversations for forgiveness. Okay, so we have a special way to support you in finding conversations that have become hidden from you, where forgiveness would make a difference and open the door to new possibilities for expression and power. The fastest way to identify those conversations is to look at your persistent complaints about the areas important to you. Now, this exercise can be used by anyone, but it is especially powerful for those dealing with a past incarceration or those who are about to re-enter the community. So we're going to go into doing some exercises about generating forgiveness. And I want you to allow these things to marinate on your thoughts in the process and really be honest with yourself and ask yourself the questions and do the work, because it's imperative that you do the work. If you don't, then the results will continue to be the same. But take a chance on yourself by attempting it. Do it for a day, do it for a week, or do the whole assignment. And let me know how it turned out for you. I know you have your pen and paper. I know you're jotting down notes, and everything we do, we have homework, assignments, and exercises. So get ready. I want you to write the following categories: money or employment. Yeah, they go hand in hand in a lot of ways, but just pick one. Romance, y'all know that's not number one, okay? Health and relationships. Under each category, write one thing that you have been putting up with, something you don't like or don't want, something you've been resisting, trying to change, or given up on ever happening, or simply complain about persistently.
It's a lot of work.
I'm going to repeat repeat those categories to you because I want to make sure you have them all. I'm going to repeat what you're going to write. I want to make sure that you're getting it. And you can always revisit this later on, but definitely I want you to have the information. Money or employment, romance, health, and relationships. Now, I'm going to repeat again what you should write under each category. One item for each category that you have been putting up with. Something you do not like or want. Something you have been resisting. Something you have been trying to change or given up on ever happening, or simply complain about persistently. Okay, I think you got that. Now, under each, write who or what you must forgive or ask for forgiveness for in this conversation, to be put in the past, and freedom to be present. Make sure you got that. Under each item, write who or what you must forgive or ask for forgiveness from for this conversation to be put in the past and freedom to be present.
Empress of Faith, I just want to share a little nuance because just to be responsible so that we don't get in trouble, okay? Now, some of you hear this as let me go up to Joe. Let me go up to my cousin Joe and go, Joe, I just want to let you know I forgive you for stealing my girlfriend when we were teenagers.
No.
And your cousin Joe is going, what the hell are you talking about? Okay? So don't do that. Don't do that. That is called crazy stuff. Don't do that. It will not go well, I promise you. Now, but I will say something a little more, and I just was saying that to kind of really give you a little another nugget or nuance. It is far better for you to ask for forgiveness than for you to let someone know that you're forgiving them. Because all that does is validate that you've been holding a resentment, which is you've been drinking the poison while they've been living their life.
Because you know they're going on with their life. They ain't put no money in.
So just wanted to, that little nuance. But Empress, I just want to share this around forgiveness, and it's so weird. Okay, and I have a cousin that's served. Okay, I have a cousin that's incarcerated, and he is serving 30 years to life. All right, so hey, 30. We don't even talk to you until you did the 30 years to life. Now, growing up as a kid, I have 4 sisters, but my brothers were my young cousins. They lived right around me, and most of our lives were together, and they were my brothers, and still are my brothers. And my aunt, love her. I mean, she, my aunt, bless her heart, was just always there for me, always supported me. But the one thing I did not know was that when my cousin went to prison, when they gave him 30 years to life, that I failed her. I failed my aunt, who the only thing she ever asked me was to watch out for her boys. That's the only thing she ever asked me. She supported me, right, wrong, indifferent, if I broke the window, and I failed her. Well, I didn't know I had said that. I didn't know I said that. I'm life for the law, doing things, but my relationship with my aunt, I'm just noticing, actually I didn't even notice, but something happened. I don't really, but something happened where it was like, me and my aunt, were kind of like, well, what happened? She was like, auntie, and and fried pies, and I'm like, well, something it hit the radar that something was missing, and through kind of the conversations that we have with the the Empress of Faith and Nakia and the Prosperous, Divas, the Old Grumpy Radio Network, all we do, all that. It was like, wow, something just ain't right. And I got it. I said, wow. And it hit me like, man, I failed my auntie. Only thing she ever asked me to do was watch out for her boys. And I knew in my heart of hearts, like logically, that, hey, he did what he did, and oh my God, I done saved this boy's life, but it didn't, ultimately I could not, and what I got was the arrogance that I had that kind of power over his life. The arrogance. And that it actually had me as a failure. Now, I called my aunt and I said, Auntie, I have to really ask you to forgive me. And now in her world, I need you, my favorite nephew. You can do no wrong, brother. You walk on water. The auntie here, you my man here. But in my world, to say, hey, I know we ain't been as close and as we should have been. And my auntie, I've been really, I see that I've been withdrawn, and because of cuz going to prison, that I really did fail you. Boy, you ain't fair. You did you watching out for my other knucklehead, and that's the reality. But that wasn't how I was living. And we're gonna have a conversation later on where we talk about the occurring world. But when I asking her to forget, she didn't even know there was something I would, and it wasn't like it was real. It was generated. I created that space for forgiveness. And I love, oh God, I got fried pies at the zoo with big cheese. I mean, I get treated great, but so I just wanted to share that, and I'll let the Empress get back to her conversation with you guys.
Well, thank you, Ronnie, for the sharing, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate in their own ways to what you just shared with us. So next, what we're going to do is write the conversation that you will have or actions you will take so that the conversation is put in the past. Ronnie has already said the first step is to ask for forgiveness. Finally, we want to look at what you see is possible for yourself in having that conversation put in the past where it belongs. What do you see is possible for yourself in having that conversation put in the past where it belongs? Like leave it off at the altar, leave it where it is, address it, leave it, walk away, don't take it back, don't need to revisit it. It's over and done. All right, y'all, let's take a freedom break. Get up, move around, shake it off. Get some energy back until you get something to drink. We're about to take a short break. Right now the time is 7:38. We're going to come back in about the next 3 minutes. Well, it's 7:39 now. And we'll resume at 7:41 p.m. Do what you love to do. Love what you do.
Action creates achievement. Intention makes sure those achievements are meaningful and useful. Intention alone does not achieve anything, yet Intention determines what the achievements will be. You'll get much more done when you start the day with a detailed list of what you intend to do. Intention immunizes you from the distractions and interruptions. To achieve whatever you desire, you must begin by knowing precisely what that is. Intention directs your energy and activity toward meaningful results. Today presents you with countless ways to waste your time. With intention, you avoid wasting such a precious, valuable, irreplaceable resource. Give your life the respect and the fulfillment it deserves. Live each day with intention.
All right.
All right. Welcome back from the break. Welcome back from the break. We gave you a little extra time there so that if you needed to take care of anything, you could do that. If you were, oh God, the first session. Oh, that was amazing. That was an amazing session. Nakia.
Yes, darling.
Wasn't that an amazing session there?
I agree. I think it was great.
Yeah.
And I know,
and you know she's gonna tell you the truth, even if it's self-critical. She go, well, she might not, because if she's self-criticizing, that's not the truth. But
hey, I'm very hard on myself, very, very hard on myself. I strive for perfection, even though I know I'll never achieve that. But hey, it's worth a try.
All right. And we do want to, one of the people who really honored us by taking the time to join us in this inaugural webinar is Kevin Hopkins. And if I get this wrong, I'm gonna be so upset. On Time Flyer Delivery Service. Somebody please tell me I got it right.
You got it right.
I got it right. Hey, man. All right, I got it right. Okay. Well, in this next segment of the show, of the webinar, and I come from that entertainment world, but is creating an occurring world that works for you. Now, we're going to have a conversation about occurring world. What is that? But before we start, I think we got a little something to jump off the segment to get us in the right space frame of mind. Let's check it out.
Being rich. Being rich is not about how much money you get. It's about how much meaning you give. You don't need a lot of stuff to be rich. In fact, the less you need, the richer you are. Being genuinely joyful, and you are as rich as anyone could ever be. See the real beauty in even the smallest things. And every day, every situation becomes an unending source of richness. Being rich is being able to lovingly give of yourself. And that depends not on the size of your bank account, but your simple choice to do so. When it comes to being rich, what's on the inside is vastly more important than what's on the outside. Being rich is feeling rich, and you can do that in any circumstance. Being rich is fully appreciating and expressing the immense value of your life has in every moment. Being rich is how you can be right now and always. I am Shani the Poet, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. You've been listening to Diva Thoughts. Visit us at prosperousdivas.com, and you can check me out at shanithepoet.com.
All right, a little snap shout out from one of our prosperous divas, and back to at the appointed time for you. And the Nakia threw a stick at me and said, "Don't be forgetting to put in the at," and so at the appointed time for you. Okay. The website is appointedtimeforyou.com because somebody had already stole the at. But
that's all right.
But as we said, okay, what is the occurring world? What is the occurring world? We're starting a new inquiry. That's a lot of fun, and will give you a whole lot of power. Now, as we said earlier in the show, and I think you heard our discussion, we are not giving you any information. If you got some information, that's sort of like the booby prize, because you can go on Google and Bing and get all the information you could ever want, desire to have, and possess in the future of your life forever and a day. You can get information. So But what we have is a conversation, and we trust in the conversation. Now, the occurring world. What is an occurring world? Well, let's look at the word occurring. To suggest itself in thought. Come to mind. To suggest itself in thought. Come to mind. Here's an easy example. You open the door, the sun is shining brightly, there's a nice, comfortable breeze, the birds are chirping. You say something like, it's going to be a good day. To suggest itself in thought, come to mind. And what's really interesting is that you end up having a pretty good day. I mean, life occurs, things may happen, but you already said how the world is going to occur. That simple statement. Now, another way to say that for this conversation, the occurring world provides our experience of the physical and spiritual world. Now, notice that I said the occurring world provides our experience of the physical and spiritual world. Now, the occurring world is not real. The physical world is real. The spiritual world is real. Those are real worlds. But the occurring world is not. But the occurring world provides our experience of either one. The occurring world exists in language. It is what we say or the conversations we have about the physical or spiritual worlds. Now I'm going to say that again. This occurring world exists in our language. It is what we say or the conversations we have about the physical or spiritual worlds. And that's what impacts our experience. We create this world and we live into its future. We respond in the present to those conversations. Okay, hey, you know what? Man, they got me on paper. Do you think they're going to ever hire me to work with a bank? I don't care how it's occurring. That ain't happening. And get that, wow, man, paper, and you kind of like hinting that you may get locked up and, no way the bank is going. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. There are people who have paper, been incarcerated, buy house, finances, cars all the time. Yep, that's right, they do. They really do. Do that all the time. I don't have to get wild and outrageous. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they did all of that. They did, and the bank's working with them right now. Yes, Mr. Jones. How much for your? Because hey, they built themselves, did whatever the work was. But in the moment, just kind of going in this moment, the occurring world. If the occurring world is strange or difficult, everyone will experience a level of strangeness or difficulty. You're doing all the right things. You're getting someone to give you that break. It seems mysterious or unnecessarily challenging. You done prayed on it. You done spoke to the right people, and you just can't get that break. And that's the way it occurs. That's the way it occurs. You may even notice it's harder to get transportation or bad circumstances just keep happening. The old saying, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. and I know that I've been there. I've been there for fortunately brief times, but I've been there. You may be there now. You may be there now. See, some of you, a lot of, people who are listening to this, they have not been incarcerated, but they have gone through this. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. And you would just start feeling that way. Ugh. Now, if the occurring world is one of generosity, passion, and service, everyone will experience freedom, ease, power. There's a natural willingness for people to listen to your views and support you. You know, it's like magic. It's like magic when the world occurs that way. But see, we have it that we have nothing to do with that. Like that's an accident. Wow, hey, how can I be someone who, was a guest of the state for 8 years of my life and was able to get out and sell, make a major book deal and get $10 million and now lives comfortably and hangs out with Snoop Dogg and Beyonce? Okay, we're not going to give you the answer to that, but it is possible, depending on your current world. Because if you have it that's available and that you will do that work, you start creating a world that supports that's what you're going to do. You attract new opportunities for employment and building wealth consistently in fun, surprising ways. Now, often, when we're doing the work to build our prosperity or manifest our desires, and the results occur as elusive. Man, I've been trying to get a job. I done applied at every restaurant. I done applied at Kmart, Walmart. I applied at, and just can't get that break. Okay, no matter what we do, we seem like we're just stuck in a vicious circle. It occurs though we just can't get it right. So even if we got the job, now we're trying to, do better, maybe get a promotion, whatever, and you're working your butt off for whatever wage that you get. And it's like the more work you're putting into it, the less you earn, the less you get. No matter what we do, seems stuck in a vicious circle. Now we talk with our friends, our buddies. Maybe we even speak with the Empress in her professional, capacity. Nakia, now Miss Franklin, my life, it just keeps looking like it sucks. And she goes, yeah, okay, $100. And, so we talk with our friends, our associates. She is not cheap, y'all. She's not the nice one that like does stuff because she's plenty rich and it's a hobby. No, she will charge you. So I'm warning you now. You better to pay for her workshop. Now we may even start to give up on those desires or goals. We become resigned and we start creating complaints to avoid responsibility for having a dream in the first place. Persistent complaints. Now, what if the results we desire are not truly elusive? Now, often we're not producing the results we desire because we are producing the results consistent with the vagueness of what we say we want to accomplish. Vague desires produce vague results. Now, you may look at, hey, with all I got ahead of me, man, I'm lucky making it by, day by day. And you talking about vague, and I know what I got to do. I know what I got to handle. Oh, yeah? Do you? Do you? Do you? What all you really got to handle? This month, 6 months out, a year from now, 5 years? You got kids, 15 years from now, you got to handle? Or you handling it, been handling it, and that's all it's ever going to be. Because that dream you had about having your own business, man, I'm just trying to get by to retirement. I'm just trying to get to where I can get me a Medicaid card. But maybe. Now, the universe consistently gives us what we command. When we are vague about our desires or what we are going to accomplish, we become the victims of the occurring world instead of the master. Now, it's something that you might not have got through this conversation is you create the occurring world. You buy into it. The occurring world is malleable. It's not real. It's your conversations. So you could take two people working the exact same job. One is miserable coming in that job every day. The other one is like, man, I can't wait to get to this job, because one of them, the occurring world is a bright future. Well, working this job, whether it's on this job or whatever, I'm moving to where I want to be. The other is I'm suffering to get through. Now, they may have the same exact circumstances, but for one, it occurs one. Now, if we were a little alien, we'd see them doing the same work, the same activity, speaking the same kind of people every day. But one, it's occurring like, man, I'm being by. Have you ever did that where you went in and you went into like one of those auto places, and all you wanted to do was get a wiper for your car? And it seemed like like you asked the person, would they give you the money? Oh God, okay. But the occurring world. Now, I'm just going to show you how. Just a little example. I just wanted to share. I was in a group where we worked on like speaking skills, and a matter of fact, it's called Toastmasters. Love Toastmasters. Big shout out to them. If you want to improve your speaking skills, hey, you know what, gentlemen, ladies, whether you've been incarcerated or not, speaking skills and networking help. It's a very inexpensive way to start networking and start, building your confidence if you need that. Toastmasters, really great. But we were giving speeches, and this guy gave a speech. And in there he shared about being vague with the universe, being vague. And he said he had bought him this nice black Jaguar, and it was that year, Jaguar, leather, everything, hit the little button, the roof, just smoking. He got that bad boy, and he was like, God, thank you. I done worked hard, and he was bright. He said, now the only thing he wanted was that girl in his life. That little cute one. He wanted, he said, well, you know what, and he said this, be careful what you ask for. He said, God, and he said, these are his words, God, please let me meet a really fine woman who's just a little bit evil. Now, there's just this problem, with the universe. The universe, okay, well, hey, look, what did you ask for? Oh, you asked for evil. And that is what he got. Yes, he met this fine woman. He was like drop dead gorgeous. And they hit it off right away, dating. But he didn't realize that she was married to one of them insane guys who she had been separated from, who she kind of like dates guys to get him upset. So it did not work out too well, especially when she came to his job looking for him. So be careful with it. Don't be vague. Now, when we're being vague about our desires or goals, it is to avoid being held accountable for the results. We want to be right, so we're vague to avoid being wrong. Problem is, being vague inherently creates bad results, a la vicious circle. It may seem like we're being specific, but we are not. And that allows for the creation of a world that has it occurred that we are victims at the mercy of the world out there. For many people of faith, they get that they are, I'll just say, divine children of a loving God. Now, sound like you got some tools, like you divine child, I put it like this. I don't have children, but I help raise nieces and nephews, and I'm like, get on out there, use your powers. You don't need my power. I done gave you, get out there, use your power, get out. Now, when we are vague and we allow others to be vague, it creates an occurring world of lack, want, fear, confusion, and even mistrust. Simple tasks become hard. Molehills become mountains. You know, you want to look at, hey, are you being vague because you're scared that, hey, if I tell this guy or this company that, look, you know what, yeah, I got a felony, that I'm automatically out. Now that may be true. You might be. They might say, look, we do not hire ex-felons. So it may be true, but there's no reason for the fear that they're going to do that. See, that would be just like the farmer being fearful that for part of the season it's going to be dry. It is. That is called the reality. But your experience, the way it's occurring, is that it shouldn't be, like it's wrong and it's something against you, when that is just how it is. Now the good news, we have some good news. I know that I'm sitting over here and Nakia is looking and she's going, can he tell him something happy around here? Here's the good news. You have the sole power to create an occurring world that works for you. Now, create the conversations in the world, your world. When you create the conversations, the world, your world, fits in those conversations. So the world comes out of your mouth, and you're listening to the world you create. I look at the wall and I say, that's a nice, pretty white wall. You look at it and say, a little dirty. Way it occurred to you. Now, I have a friend and something that a course leader who shared this with me. He went to prison in New Jersey, and one of the like rough prisons where they have people who did armed robberies and that kind of stuff. And the day that he like bam, okay, you in this, it you here, you in the big house here. He said that he was looking, he was like, damn, man, I'm here. I'm here. And he said, this is real, like reality, like bam, hit him. And there was a guy from his neighborhood who was there. And they both landed. And he said, look, we ain't going to make it. And that's the way the Kerbal said, we're not going to make it, man. But you know what? If you have my back and I got your back, no matter what way we play it, you and I got each other's back. We're going to make it out of here. And that covenant that they made with each other, they got out, and and both of them actually did great things with their lives. My buddy led courses to tens of thousands of people that made a difference for their lives and their families, and just amazing, man. But the world see for them as having each other's back. It occurred for them that they'll make it, will make it. And that's what they needed. Now, we have an exercise to get you started on the path of creating the occurring world for prosperity that works for you, okay? We got some work for you. I know I went long, and it's an appointed time exercise. Wow. Perfect at creating an occurring world. Now, write the following categories: money or employment, because you might be an entrepreneur, you might work temp, contract, whatever, or employment. Hey, romance, health, relationships. And you may ask, why do we separate out romance from relationships? And relationships is broader. Your relationship with your faith, your relationship with your parents, your loved ones, your relationship with your community, the relationship with God, your relationship with Jesus. So you have many relationships. And now, but you have, well, you may have more than one romance. I can't honestly, but we'll just say romance as it in itself, and your health, your health. Now, to each category, write one thing that occurs that you have been putting up with, something you don't like or want, resisting trying to change, or giving up on ever happening, or simply complain about. Now, you may notice that we're using, like this might sound similar to what Nakia was working on in the previous segment, and you are right. You are right. And keep working, keep working. Now, you're going to write a conversation that takes the opposite view. So, to give you an example, let's say under money. Okay? And this is the way it occurs. Wow, it seems like even with all the overtime I put in, I'm not going to be able to make enough money to get the down payment for that new car. Man, it's just going to take forever. Wow. So that's the way it occurs. That even if with all the overtime I'm working, I'm not going to get enough money to have the down payment for the car. All right. Here's the opposite view. If I keep working overtime, it may take me some time, but I'll get enough money while I have a down payment for that car. Now, I didn't change the circumstance. Now, okay. Now, next, write a conversation that is a funny view of the issue. You know what? I am working my butt off all this overtime so I can have a down payment for this car. By the time I get the money from all this overtime to get the down payment, I'm gonna want a different car. Now write a conversation that is hilariously stupid view of the issue. Now, I'm not going to make that one up for you. I'm going to let y'all work on y'all, because y'all will be sitting up there going, yeah, he can do this. Like, yeah, I can, but we're going to have you do it. Now, next, write a conversation that makes you a hero for dealing with the issue. Wow, you know what? I've been working my butt off, and I kept working my butt off, and I kept working my butt off, but I along the way, I got a little extra money here, and I was able to get the money to put down that down payment faster than I thought I could. Now, finally, write a conversation that gives you power and freedom with the issue. Man, I remember when I would have prayed to be able to be in a situation where I got to work some overtime so I could get enough for the down payment. Man, the occurring world. Now I have went longer than I was supposed to go here, so we're actually going to take a prosperity break. And wait, we're going to take an appointed time prosperity break, and when we come back, the prosperity work to wrap up the evening. We're going to have about a 5-minute break. It's 8:14. We're coming back at 8:19. Please enjoy.
Great time to do more. Don't let success spoil your success. After you've achieved the goal, set your sights on an even higher goal and keep going. The worst time to stop is after you've made progress, for it wastes the momentum you worked so hard to build. Instead, keep riding that momentum. Keep getting good work done. Every accomplishment creates new opportunities. Instead of sinking into complacency, enjoy taking on a challenge that's even more meaningful than before. When you've already done enough, that's a great time to do more. When you felt the thrill of achievement, you're highly inspired to create it again. You've already made a valuable contribution to life, already made a positive difference. That's a great reason to keep going, to keep giving more of the good stuff you have. Enjoy success, and instead of resting on it, climb to the top of it standing tall, looking forward. Then joyfully launch yourself on the next new adventure.
Sorry if I never been that girl you needed. Oh, nah. Sorry that I don't have the figure that you're looking for. Cause I'm a natural woman, made of perfection, my imperfection. Yeah, I'm a natural woman, freshly organic with no additions. Baby, a natural woman, don't need your makeup, don't need your cosmetics. I'm a natural woman, yeah, baby, I'm a natural woman. Love me for me, it's not just for my beauty, not just for the things you see. If you could love me for me, and love us underneath, and love inside of me. Love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I. It goes so much deeper, more than the naked eye could see. I'm more than just my body, more than the Barbie doll you see. Cause I'm a natural woman, made of perfection, my imperfections. Yeah, I'm a natural woman, freshly organic with no addition. Baby, a natural woman, don't need your makeup, don't need your cosmetics. I'm a natural woman, yeah, baby, I'm a natural woman. So love me for me, it's not just for my beauty, not just for the things you see. If you could love me for me, and love us underneath, and love inside of me. Love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I. So if you never loved the real me, time is through. If only you could love me, but I'm too good for you. So love me for me, it's not just for my beauty, not just for the things you see. If you could love me for me, and love us underneath, and love inside of me. Love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way I love me just the way I oh, just the way
All right, welcome back from the break, and oh God, it's been just such a great, did I say great session so far. I hate that we're in the final part, but it's just occurring that way to me that we're about to wrap it up, and I already miss everybody. Nakia.
Yes.
I guess it's over to you, my dear.
Okay. All right. So we do have. Ouch. Sorry. All right, everybody. Here we go. So, list the following categories: romance, money or work, health, and relationships. Under each category, write 3 results you desire manifested. Under each result, write the conversation for the occurring world you are creating. Who you are being in that occurring world. What actions did you have the freedom to take in that moment, in that occurring world, especially where you were stopped? Let me repeat that one. What actions did you have the freedom to take in that occurring world, especially where you were stopped? What do you have from being in the new conversation for your occurring world? Mr. Ronnie?
You know, I was just something to share, and this is really great. I was, oh God, here I am. I'm in my office, and at the time I was a computer software engineer, and I'm at my desk, and the phone rings. I pick up the phone, and it's my sister. And she is crying, and she's boo-hooing, and I'm like, sis, what's up? Well, I just got, and she doesn't think I'm any kind of mama, and then she hung up on me, and I'm like, okay, well, sis, calm down. I know you and mom could get it, just calm down. So I calm her down and hang up the phone. And I get back to work doing my computer software engineer thing, and then the phone rings, and this time it's my mother, and I'm, hey, hi mom, how you doing? I just got to talk to you, and she just upset me so much, and she told me, and she doesn't respect me as her mother, and then she hung up the phone on me, and I'm like, whoa, mom, okay, I'm trying to calm them down. So this would go on for about 3 or 4 times a week. 3 or 4 times a week, it was guaranteed I was going to get that call where I'd have to calm down my sister, calm down my mother. Now, for me, the thing that I wanted was, my family, that wanted peace, harmony in my family. Hey, this is my sister, my mama, I don't want them feuding and stuff. And, so it occurred that it was my responsibility to do something about it. Hey, I'm a son, this is my mother, this is my sister, I'm responsible, family. It occurred that I was supposed to do something about it. And then one day, my sister called. And it was the, phone rang, and I'm like, remember, I'm at work. This is work where I'm at. Oh, Ronnie, I just talked to Mama, and she said that if it wasn't for her, the kids would never have anything, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, sis, that's sis. And I said, now, are you upset with me? No, I'm not upset with you, but Mama. And I said, well, why don't you talk to Mama? Oh, well, that's the way you feel about it, Clint. Like, oh, okay, all right. Then, sure enough, later on, my mother called. Ronnie, let me tell you about your sister. She done lost her mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, Mama, did I do something? You upset with me? No, but your sister, well, Mama, maybe you should talk to her. Well, if that's what you think. Now, I didn't hear from them for about a week. And then I started getting scared, like, okay, well, I heard from nobody that, killed each other or nothing. So, I said, well, maybe I should call. So I called my father. I called my father. And I'm like, hey, Dad, how's it going? And he's like, well, son, I don't know what you did, but they got the hollering and they got the fussing. And it's kind of strange, but now they kind of like they old friends laughing. I done got worried about. And, the thing that I didn't realize was that it occurred to me that, like I said, it was my responsibility. But, and when I got out the way, they were able to take care of it. So let the Miss Nakia, you got to exercise to finish with these folks.
I do, Ronnie. I know y'all. I'm sorry. Ronnie just loves to share. So for the next 7 days, I want you to share your new conversations for your occurring world as boldly and responsibly as Ronnie and as possible. This is the first step in generating conversations for forgiveness and creating an occurring world that works for you.
And one of the key things is that really do the work. Don't worry about trying to figure it out, if it's the smart thing or if it's, I'm going to say it like this. If the worst thing that happens is you got a little organized, that would be a good thing.
Because you're going to make a mistake, This is not.
I have to add a correction. You can't make a mistake. That's the beauty. You can't. The design won't let you make a mistake. Now, you may have to deal with the consequences of making something vague, but you can't make a mistake. Just say it's really easy work. It's absolutely mistake-free. I promise you, if you do the work.
Okay. So, a little food for thought, everybody. Mental momentum. And this is something we all need at any point in time of the day. So, which direction is your mental momentum headed? Are your thoughts joining together to support you or to hinder you? Life has its ups and downs, its possibilities, and its problems. Which aspects are you focusing most of your mental energy around? You're constantly creating elaborate scenarios about life that exist solely in your mind. Those scenarios, that mental momentum, can push your real-world life into a variety of directions. So if you seek to gather evidence that all of life is against you, you'll find it in abundance. Negative mental momentum will lead to a destructive, neglectful, dejected flavor to all you do. Choose instead to construct a scenario around the positive possibilities. Now be thankful for the best that has been. Imagine the best that can happen and continue using the power of your thoughts to add details and substance. Your actions, your effectiveness, your results are influenced by the mental state you're in. Maintain positive momentum and positive mental momentum, and the benefits will flow to every part of your life. So be prepared.
Oh, I was just going to say that was awesome. That was awesome. Wow. I just wanted to acknowledge that. And before you take us out of here, Nakia, just really just want to say thank you for the commitment you have to those people who who found themselves incarcerated for the actions that whatever they did, and are now doing the work so that they can reclaim their proper place in the community. And because not everyone is that a focus, and so thank you for being their advocate and taking care of them. And there's just to kind of you can't make a mistake with the work, but you might get confused. Okay, so you want to reach out. Now, don't reach out to Ronnie B, because I'll confuse you more. But if you reach out to Nakia, and I think that's Nakia at appointedtimeforyou.com, she would be more than happy to clarify anything.
That would be true. So, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at my website, appointedtimeforyou.com. And it's spelled just like it sounds, appointedtimeforyou.com. And it has all of my contact information as well as my mailing address, if you should so write instead of email. So please be available and prepared for our next session, which will be Sunday, November 13th, Spirit-Minded Entrepreneurship for Ex-Offenders and the Community. You can register for all of our workshops and webinars at appointedtimeforyou.com, appointedtimeforyou.com. Thank you for participating, for being present, for interacting, for listening, and doing the work. We look forward to speaking with you and having contact with you in the future, and pass the information on for the webinar, for the sessions, and I hope you thoroughly enjoyed everything. And as Ronnie B. said, if you have any questions or need clarification or want to hire me for work, feel free to contact me at appointedtimeforyou.com. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Hello?
I walked through the rainwater. I felt the wet grass between my toes. I felt the earth feed my soul. I left fear in the past. Released, relinquished, let go of what was holding me back. And each drop cleansing, removed the debris and all that stained me, reclaiming a piece of me with each step. I found my voice in the rainwater soaked and wet. The silence is over, restoration at its finest, because my heart wasn't broken, my mind was just clouded, giving pieces of me that wasn't deserved, giving trust where that wasn't earned. I tried to love you whole because that's who I was. I wanted you to know true love, but you got caught up. You wanted me to believe you, but you lied. You wanted me to help you, and I tried, but you made me shed tears that I didn't need to cry. You made me feel lost because you lied, but I'm fine. Strong enough to fall and rise, and I'll smile, because they say that blood is thicker than water. But pardon me as I splash water on that statement with some cold truth. When you're true, real recognize real. So I forgive you so that I can move forward. But I promise I'll never forget the look on his face when he had to tell me that shit. Thank you for blaming me, for telling all the secrets that you promised to keep, for showing me who you are, caring about no one but yourself.
Yeah, see, that representative is long gone. You know, cards give confirmation. Yep, that sixth sense is amazing. And my love is still never wavering. But now I'm focused, changed, already destined because I'm already great. My prayer for you is that it's not too late for you to get it together, hoping that the seeds that I planted can grow. They say what you reap, you sow. I've been told you get that back tenfold, but I don't know, so I walked through the rainwater, and I felt the wet grass between my toes. I felt the earth feed my soul. I left fear in the past, and I let go of your hand, moving forward with raised expectation, even more determination. I got places to go. I hate that you ain't with me, though. I was so sure that you were the one, was so sure that I was done searching. I was so sure that I was done hurting. But the proof was in the praline candy that I ate. It was a sweet dream. But I woke up, and I've had enough. I learned that if the feelings are mutual, then the efforts will be equal. So I have to love you from a distance. See, I don't need you to validate my existence. Missing each other doesn't change it. We can't go back. That ripple effect, it's a lot to digest, so I walked through the rainwater. I felt the wet grass between my toes, and I felt the earth feed my soul. I left fear in the past, and I let go. I lost so much, but I ain't sorry, though. I'm grounded, and I'm happy to be me. The freedom to just be. See, I know you didn't know that the cracks let in the light, and the rainwater, well, it restores me to life. Loving, born royalty, earth angel, healer, and free, never defeated. Never defeated. The rainwater restores me, so I'm smiling, laughing, shining brightly, whole, healthy, enjoying life. And will you just get to miss me.